And your name has been in my phone.
Wow.
It's like the first one in the phone.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, not the first one, but one of the first ones.
It's called the Curse of Aaron.
Yeah. Well, try the curse of
Everyone-
Adam. A.D. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, pretty
That
close.
gets butt dialed every day at least once. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was a support group for Aarons on the internet. Yep.
Are you the president?
Should be.
Welcome into the Recipe Podcast, Celebrity Secrets to a Successful Life. I'm your host, Chef Charles Carroll. What a great day. What a great show we have for you today. We have a fun crowd, and we have a full house, but not the normal characters in house. So first I want to introduce Aaron is back again.
Yep.
Aaron becoming quite a regular now, I would say.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so I just want to put it right out there right now that the pay doesn't change. Okay. So
all right.
it stays the same. So, well, welcome back, man. Thanks for coming in. You feeling good?
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah,
You had a good
day.
week.
Mm-hmm.
You had a good week. Yeah. Kids aren't acting up or anything like that.
Not any more than usual, but I really enjoyed those 2 days off we had because of the rain, and then we got another 3-day weekend coming up in a couple of weeks. I think it's Columbus Day, and then after that it's like a couple weeks, and then a week for Thanksgiving, a couple more weeks, and Christmas. So it's
Slow down, man.
Back to back.
Yeah, it's still September.
yeah, I guess.
You know, they always say
Not for
that
long.
there's 3 really great reasons to be a teacher. You know that, right? June, July, and August. Anyway.
Yeah.
Monica, how you doing? Monica's in the house?
Good.
Yeah, everything's all set up over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Bobbit?
Great.
Yeah?
What's up?
You good?
Yeah.
You got to go to work today.
Mhm.
Not liking that.
No, I'm really tired. The last thing I have to do goes out at like 9:15,
Hmm.
so that'll take a while.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Jay Bird, doing all right? Yeah, you good? Yeah. You look fresh, actually. Yeah. Feeling that, a boy. All right. So Jay's moving. You know, he's and then we got Adam in the house. Adam, he almost forgot to introduce you, brother. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy
I
to
see
be
you're
here.
busy on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, and you guys are doing a lot of fun stuff over at your property.
Yes.
You're painting or staining boards in your garage, and pretty creative guy over there.
Trying to be. I got to stay ahead of everybody else.
Yeah,
man.
well, I got to write all these notes and all these ideas you just told me. Now I got to write them all down and see if I can steal some of those things. Make believe they're all mine. So anyway, welcome in everybody. Welcome into the great show. Jay, if you can help me, I want to thank our sponsors real quick. We have Dunkin' Coffee. Mills Dunkin' is a super cool guy. He will grind any type of coffee blend that you would like. Also, he has the best tea in the world, Dilma tea. So make sure you check out that. I'm literally serious about that. It's the best tea in the world, Dilma tea. Aceway Incorporated, great friends there. Ricardo will clean anything that you need, whether it's a kitchen or an office building. He will do it with great attention to detail. Then we have Texas Beef Council. We love them because they love chefs, and if you don't like beef, there's something wrong with you. Escoffier School of Culinary Arts, they are super cool. School, if you're trying to do some online learning, that is the school to do it in hospitality. And then also we have a new sponsor, My Company Radio, and go check them out, and also send them a note at mycompanyradio.com. So there's a great communication tool if you wanted to try to touch all of your employees and then inspire them. So more about them later. So there we have it. We're in studio. We're having a lot of fun. We got lots to talk about. Lots in the news lately, and I don't know. We'll get to that. But I want to talk to you, Aaron, about your in school. Have you had to send anybody to the principal's office or anything like that?
Oh yeah, it happens every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
This year?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah. I mean, all sorts of things. I mean, we try to run a pretty tight ship at my school. We get a lot of support from the principals, which
What age grade do you teach in?
9th and 10th grade, and
Okay.
11th. I have some 11th graders as well.
That's prime adolescent acting up age.
Yeah, I mean the popular thing right now is the vaping.
Yeah.
So almost every day you get a student who's like in the vaping in the bathroom or outside, or they get caught with.
That's That's the biggest thing.
Tobacco or marijuana?
Mostly it's just like the regular, nicotine or whatever. But yeah, I guess every once in a while, you get other stuff too. But no, I think it's mostly just like the regular nicotine, tobacco, vaping, whatever.
Of course, that's all in the news right now too. We talked about that
Yeah.
like 4 weeks ago when it was just coming out. People are dying now off in the units that they're on the black market, right?
Yeah. So I think that's only like if you said the black market.
Yeah.
So I guess there are some that are quality, but when you think about it, it's like when you have this liquid or this oil or whatever it is, and you don't know what's in it. Someone
Yeah.
you can put anything they want in there. So yeah, that is pretty scary. And so they're doing a lot of activities for like, hey, the dangers of vaping and whatnot. Yeah.
It's no different than any other drug. I mean, there are people tainting everything. I guess it's just.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I told you this.
Anything you can do to stretch it out.
Did I tell you my daughter's a teacher, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
first,
I
I
didn't
didn't
know
tell you
that.
that.
No.
It's tough racket, man. I don't know. That's why I was asking you the other day. You know, what's easier? You know, what's the best grade to teach? Because she's in first grade, and 2 years ago, the last day of school, and she's had kids bite her, punch her in the chest. I mean, seriously, and she has usually 2 or 3 or 4 kids every year. They're on medicine, on meds.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about cough syrup shit. I'm talking about
hard.
level amount kind of meds. And one year, and she almost quit. And 1 year, they were taking the final picture. She was taking a selfie of the classes, all first graders, right, all sitting down. And she took a picture, and like 3-4 days later, she said, I need to go back and I forgot to take a look at those pictures. And she goes back, and there's 2 kids like this, flipping her in the birds in first grade.
Oh my gosh.
Flipping the bird in first grade. I'm like, come on, you know, that's her world.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But she's
it's
got
the world, not so much that. I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy.
copy that. So I mean, she was having tough going, but she's got a good batch this year. So she's excited.
I think I just saw in the news that one of the, I want to say Ohio's teachers union just all went on. They just all voted to go on strike because, and it wasn't anything to do with salary. It had to do with more support staff and teachers' aides and like medical, like help.
Yeah.
And it was just it's turning into more and more of a challenge as things go on.
Because they usually don't want to say that. Yeah, we're doing this to get more money. But I mean, I guess that's where we're fortunate in Texas. Like when you look at our cost of living plus like the average salary of a teacher in the Houston area, it's pretty high compared.
Yeah,
to
I've had quite a few people
other
from
people.
the northeast area come down. At least 2 of them that I know for sure that came down for teachers' jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we do get a lot of funding, and I mean, support's pretty good. But it depends on which district you're in too. Like there's some districts where it's like you're not there to teach anything. You know, there's some inner city districts where it's like, okay, your job is just you show up. You have the kids in your class for this period of time, and then, you know,
try to keep them from killing each other.
Yeah, exactly. and then you look at their rates of passing on the state tests, and some of these schools around the country, it's like they have a 95% failure rate. And when I say failure, it's like to pass the test, you have to get like a 55 on the test to pass, 55%. And so like 95% of the students can't even get half the questions right. It's crazy. And these are the schools that are spending the most money too, right? Like they're spending like 18 to 20 grand a year per student and getting these results.
It's no different than what I told you about the technology changing. I mean, something has to change. There hasn't been a change to the way that system has been run for eons, and the approach of teaching and learning is just it needs a little revamp. You know, little is I don't think is an understatement. But.
Well, then also in the entrepreneurial world. Entrepreneurs say don't send your kids to college. You know.
No, that was one of the things that I heard Jordan Peterson say. Send your kids to vocational schools. You know, and then I just heard today. I was reading that out of the book I was telling you about that third generation families or kids tend to revert back to manual labor. Once you have one generation that achieves so much, the next generation that grows up with that level of comfortability, and they have children, they're so comfortable and maintained that they tend to revert back to manual labor because they're at the loss of what to do.
It is funny how that works, yeah, because
and the millennials are that third generation of development.
What do you girls think about that?
I hated college.
You what?
I hated college.
Well, there's no grit. There's no grit in their story. We took away all the grit from their story by I say we, but like the generational advancements took away the grit from their story. Where when you grew up, you had so much grit behind. Your dad had so much grit behind their story. You know, it's one of the words that she uses in that book was grit, and it's just really interesting to understand how that develops. And it's just like I brought up that book *Sapiens* to you too. It's not just like that with our 3 generations. It's like that with how the world has changed. A lot of those things. You see it with trends and fashion. You see it with food and a bunch of different things, how those old things just return, and it's just it's crazy.
You all right, Bobbit?
Yeah, I just need to plug this up.
Oh shit, that's what it was.
well, they return if they're classics, right?
Gosh, I do that every
I
time.
saw that Unplugged earlier, and I didn't know if I should plug it in.
Yeah, fucking.
Technical
God
difficulties.
damn it, I do that every time.
Wait, Aaron, are you like a really like laid back teacher? Or are you strict?
He looks pretty laid back.
I don't know. It's like I like to. My tendency is to want to be really laid back and relaxed.
It depends if he hits the
You
vape
should-
pen
you should
before he goes
re-
into class.
Yeah.
No, but I mean sometimes you just have to crack down on stuff like for example cell phones in the classroom. They're a real big distraction. Because here's the thing, right? The
Are you allowed to ask the kids to put their cell phone up somewhere?
Yeah, that's what they tell us to do. So in fact, I do that I have this little. It's
I
like a
thought they
shoe
weren't
holder.
Yeah. I saw a picture of something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
and every day when they walk into class, they put their phones up there, and then every day at the end of class, they pick them
Yeah.
up. And
But what if someone takes someone else's phone?
so that hasn't happened to me because I make sure at the end of class, like everybody go get your phone,
Yeah.
and then nobody leaves until everybody's got their phone. You know, like that kind of thing, where it's like you make sure. I mean, I guess someone could take someone's phone, but
You could do a little pouch hanging off
I've
the front of
had
the
that.
desk or something, like a one little pouch or something.
per student, yeah, that's
Yeah.
not such a bad idea.
You could
like
cut
to
it
have-
off, cut up, but buy one, cut it up into one section, and then either find a way to adhere it to the bottom. or
Adam
top
can
of
make
the-
him in his garage.
Listen, man, I start
Yeah.
thinking.
Well, the thing is like
I
because
get into
phones
it. I
are
just start like, hey, you can.
they're not a conscious thing, right? You
Yeah,
just pick
yeah,
up
yeah.
just like sneezing or
But if it was
whatever.
hanging off the front, you could see it.
Right, and because the important thing is that they know their phone's there. It's going to be there at the end of the
Yeah,
90 minutes,
yeah.
but we're going to take a little break from this, and you know, for me, it's not about changing the way they look at their phones or changing their habits or imposing my ideas on them. It's just like, okay, for these 90 minutes, you don't use your phone.
I thought that the- I
Teaching
thought that
these
was-
kids to be adults.
I thought the-
That's what that's
Yeah.
to self control of that. Like these are adults in training. Like there's a fine line. Yes, you have
Right.
to teach them, but like you are just like your kids. You're teaching them to be well developed adults. A well developed adult isn't like this.
I mean, there's kids now when you like go to a restaurant and they're just like on this big iPad,
Yeah.
so they can like stay quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is
It's
like,
terrible.
Well,
I
it's
said,
like a drug, right? Your kid's acting up, so you give them the phone, and then all of a sudden it's like you just sedated them. They're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
quiet. You know?
Yeah,
And then you
I
try
have
to
a
talk
ma-
to them, and then they don't
again,
even
you're
pay attention
teaching
to
them to be
you.
adults.
I
You don't
have
want
a
to be sedated.
major
Right.
problem with
Right.
it. I have such a fucking major problem with it, and it's a rule. You know, like at our dinner table, put the phone down. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's I mean, and it's sad. You're right that when you go into a dining room or a restaurant, that's the answer to everybody, and it's sad because I don't know why parents aren't thinking about how those kids are going to grow up. You know, they're going to grow up with that thing taped to their hand.
I think a lot of them are. What it comes down to is they don't know how to do it themselves. I think not so much they don't like that they're weak or anything like that, but they lack the knowledge of the importance of it in a fine line because they're not doing it intentionally.
Also, you know, the culture, everything's so.
Yeah, exactly. They're just as much
You
a
know, you
product
can
of it
get
as
it
they are.
as soon as you want it
Yeah.
with everything.
It's really easy to go like this.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
it's not to say, hey, would you mind? I think we need to sit down today. You know, what I mean, it's
Yeah.
I have two stories on that. We went to dinner. My daughter's birthday last night, and so we went to dinner. And there was this little kid. You just want to tap him on the. He was little bald headed. He had to been barely one, I guess. Well, 1 year old can sit up, right? I mean, yeah, of course. So about 1.5 years old, sitting in a little high chair, bald, right? And the thing was just as happy as could be. And his table, you know, right here. And he's flopping around. And I swear to God, the kid thought he was 20. You know, he was looking at, you know, like a man like this and laughing and over there waving. He was like the president, you know what I mean? So I went by the bathroom. I had to keep myself from hitting him on top of the head, you know, tapping him on the head. But at the same restaurant, we walked in and there was a bar set up and there's these two ladies there. We went early and they were having a glass of wine and the kid was there and they're trying to have a mom's, you know, night out, which it looked like. And the kid was screaming bloody murder. And moms are amazing creatures, right? They have this way of just blocking that shit right out, and they can
Yep.
have that cut. They
Just tune it out.
Yeah, tune it right the fuck out, and they're just having a conversation, and everybody around is going nuts, right? And they're just having none doesn't even phase, and all of a sudden the mom picks up the pacifier and puts it in the kid's mouth without even looking away.
and it shuts up. Yeah, and that was it.
Boom!
Yeah.
And I was watching that. I think, how cool is that? But anyway, she was on point. But one of the things that while we're in the school kind of thing, what's up with the half-ass pants? They're still around. Are they allowed in your pants like down to their ass? Who was the first person who ever wore those?
Didn't they do that like in jail and stuff?
I think that's
I'm
a
sure.
jail
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
I'm sure
whatever.
yeah.
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 Oh, Bobby, you have a story behind this?
Kind of like saying like you're available.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're DTF.
Oh, that's where it started?
I guess.
Yeah.
That's where it started.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just became like a trend
Wow.
for some reason.
I've heard
And why
that.
does it still exist? I saw this the other day walking
I
down
don't
the
know.
street.
I hate it.
I think it's slowly. It's
Is
going
that
away
allowed
for
in
sure.
school?
Well, I mean, every time I've seen principals all the time, assistant principals telling students
With
pull up your
half-assed pants?
pull up
Oh,
your
sorry.
pants. No,
Oh,
not that. But they're always telling the students to pull their pants up. I mean, dress code's not one
It's
thing
not
that I
in the dress
focus on.
code.
I think there is a rule that says you're not supposed to have your
Sag.
pants.
It's
Yeah.
probably
It's so
expo- it's probably
fucking
like
stupid.
yeah.
Don't they
Yeah.
know how stupid they look? And then
Yeah, you could
I don't
wear.
know.
I think they're mostly gone away. Am I wrong?
For
But
the most
Oh, it's coming
part,
back.
I haven't really seen it.
I did see one. I did see one a couple days ago, which is why I wrote it down. But I mean, and the kid literally has to hang on to them, while they're walking because they'll
Right.
fall off if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they'll wear a belt on it, and it's still like halfway down.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So,
they
like,
have to
what's the
waddle
point of their
when they
belt?
Or it's
Oh,
layer
yeah.
upon like boxers upon basketball shorts upon
Yes,
pants. Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Right,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
part of the look, right? So when they
Attacking.
get dressed in the morning, they're like, okay, I know everyone's
I
going to
need
be
my
able to see my
layers, yeah,
boxers. They're
yeah.
going to see them, so I want to pick out good boxers. So
Yeah.
they'll wear like nice, colorful
Right.
boxers and shorts,
Clean
knowing,
ones, too, hopefully.
knowing
Yeah.
that people are, that's what people are going to be seeing all day.
The
So,
funny thing
I look
is,
it up.
what I saw this particular individual, and they were going to the bus. It was at a bus stop, and so the bus pulled up, and he was sitting down. So he went to get up, and that was a little bit of a chore, and because I'm behind the bus, I'm watching all this, right? So he went to get up, and then he had to get his act together and get his phone, and and get the pants right, and then the bus started to the brake lights go off, and so he's going to miss it. So then he was walking but he could only put his feet so far ahead because his pants are around his goddamn legs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was hilarious. I was laughing. I was trying to get my phone out to video so I could bring it to y'all.
Well, it's sort of like on that movie Office Space.
The
There
dude
was
couldn't
that rap where one of the lyrics is, real gangsters don't run fast, and that's part of it is
Yeah,
that
yeah, they can't.
it inhibits you from running, which makes you cooler because it's like, see, I can't run. It's I might have even said this before, but it's like a peacock that has a lot of feathers. It's like that's a real gangster because those peacocks cannot run fast, right? Those feathers weigh them down, and lots of animals who have like a lot of that kind of flair, that it's like it attracts the females, but he can't run fast, which means he must be a badass peacock because
Nobody's gonna.
Yeah,
he's got to defend himself.
right,
Yeah,
he has to know how to defend himself because all the predators are going to see him like that.
I gotta say, I've
So-
never heard that. I didn't
That's
know
a great way to put it.
I didn't know peacocks were gangsters.
They really are.
Gangsta.
I mean, that's what they're doing, right? They're showing off to the world, like, look at me, look at my bling.
Their whole
whatever.
job,
Their
their whole
Stay
life
away
is
from
about
me.
that.
Come,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
and
yeah.
get it, right? And if you
want
you're-
some of
yeah,
this?
Yeah. Same thing with your pants sagging down. It's like, oh, I can't run, so all I
They'll
can do
always
is fight.
be that.
But they
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, they don't look good though.
I think there'll always be that extreme when it comes to fashion. Those people that just go way out there, that are just like, people that are super hippie or super, if you want to call it, I don't know, gangster, whatever you want to call
But
that,
it's
that
like,
style. But there's always
what
gonna have those extreme
mom
people.
or like what parents would let their kids go out like that?
I don't-
I'd
I
be
don't-
so
I-
mad.
Well, they don't have control.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's an option
Yeah.
for a parent.
Jay, you still
these
have those
days.
pants in your at home? You do, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
3 pairs. Yeah.
Those people are growing up and still dressing like that. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast with Artie Lang. Remember the comedian Artie Lang? He's having 9 lives. He was Howard Stern's joke writer for a while. Well, he blew up his nose, snorting coke, crushed with what's the drug?
Meth?
No, what's a drug that's killing everybody right now? It's huh?
Fentanyl?
Yeah, fentanyl. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they crushed all that together.
Opioids. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm getting off track, but he had a hooker in the hotel room, and she was smashing up the fentanyl and combining it with cocaine, and he went into the bathroom, and I guess she was using a salt shaker to crack it all up. She broke it, right? So I can put that aside, and then she left the room to go down to the front desk to get something
and he blew
else.
the glass.
And so he came out and saw the lines there. He went up there and then just sliced up his whole inside, so that his nose blew up. But anyway, this guy's quite a comedian. I mean, he's a legend, but he's been in jail like 50 times, and now he's all cleaned up. But he just got out of jail, went through all the rehab. But he was saying, speaking of the pants half down, that when he's going through the whole how to handle jail and the gangs and what you have to do and he said, what about the brothers and what about the guys chasing you, want to want to piece your ass and all this kind of shit. And he says, well, the thing to do when you're in jail is don't wipe yourself totally clean. Leave yourself a big old brown spot in there. So when they
Ew.
go,
That's fucking gross. If that was
But you're in jail,
that's what we were
bro.
waiting for. That's what we were waiting for. That's what we were all sitting here waiting for. Just so you all know, we were all waiting for it, and that was it.
I'm just saying. Jay, what do you think about that? Is it? Do you know that to be true? No.
I've heard that is.
Yeah.
They do.
I did not expect that to come out. Just
Well, you know, I'm just trying to,
That's
educate. I mean, what if you're in jail? Would you do that, or are you just gonna make sure you're nice and clean and just take it when it comes?
I think that's just something that you don't talk about, Charles. I just think that it's one of those things
So
that
you
know.
gotta-
It's just
So you keep yourself clean and then
And
just
it's
like every
Prison, not
guy
jail.
that
We
gets
talked
out of
about
prison
that.
that I'm pretty sure you don't have that conversation.
They don't
Hey,
kiss
by
and
the
tell.
way, were you somebody's bitch?
Well,
or
he-
you just don't.
No,
It's one of those
it wasn't
things
the
you
other way
just don't ask.
well,
You
he's a
just don't
comedian.
ask.
He's a comedian. You know, I mean, he has to.
Yeah,
you know,
I guess if anybody would have bring that
but
up,
true
he'd be
story.
good.
That's how people deal with their trauma. You know, he comes out of prison. He's like, I got to deal with it somehow and make jokes about it. You know.
No, I guess you're right.
Well,
Yeah.
just trying to educate
I
our
went
listeners.
that.
So any listeners out there, if you're
Just
you have some tough times right now and you're about to go to jail, there's a little inside.
that should have been in
scoop
that Will
on-
Ferrell movie. That would have been a good one.
Yeah, you can look up Artie Lang and,
hard.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he'll. But what do y'all think about the Joker, the movie The Joker? It's in the news. You know about
Aren't
this?
Yeah.
people
Joaquin Phoenix.
dying?
What's that, Jay?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, is that his name?
Yep.
I don't think people are dying yet.
He's a pretty intense actor.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Wait, is that what you said, Bobbit?
I thought there were like killings at some of the screenings.
Really?
No,
Saw
not
an
yet.
article, I didn't
They're
really
trying to
read it,
prevent
but-
it.
You know
Oh.
that I mean that whole movie started with Heath Ledger before he died. He was
Yeah.
filming it when they were doing The Crow, I think. Was that, I don't know what it was. No, not in the time The Crow. It was a long time ago. I'm sorry. What was it? There was another movie. Oh, they started filming the movie and then he died at the beginning of the filming of it. So originally Heath Ledger was going to be the actual Joker.
Well, because Heath Ledger was in The Dark Knight. He
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
Joker
Yes,
in that.
yeah.
And for me, that was like the best Joker I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was really.
But that's what birthed this. He was lined up and they actually started this concept
Oh.
But
during that movie of
Okay,
this
okay.
next movie.
But wasn't it the Batman flick that the first mass shooting was at?
Oh, yeah.
It was a Batman.
Yeah, it
flick,
In
was.
the
It was.
Colorado.
Aurora, Colorado. Okay.
Yeah, it was the Batman. You're right. It was that one. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why this. I didn't do. I have a clip there, Monica. I don't know. It just give. He looks great in the movie, by the way.
Yeah.
So
He has a Jack Nicholson remnants in it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It just.
hopefully it's keyed up right. I don't know. Is that the one?
Yeah, Jack Nicholson can do crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost like a The Shining kind of feel to it.
Joaquin's all strung out too.
Yeah.
You please stop bothering my kid?
Sorry.
Yeah, he's really good, right?
Yeah.
Arthur, I have some bad news for you. This is the last time we'll be meeting.
You don't listen, do you? You just ask the same questions every week.
Oh.
How's your job? Are you having any negative thoughts? All I have are negative thoughts.
So I think that's a trailer. It's not a.
where everyone thinks they can do my job. Check out this guy.
When I was a little boy and told people I was going to be a comedian, everyone laughed at me. Well, no one's laughing now.
You can say that again, pal.
Anyway, so the reason why I bring this up is because it's about to come out, or it's out now, or it's about to come out, and there's, this is how ignorant I am. I never knew there was a dark web. Did you know that?
Really?
You know that?
Oh, yeah,
Aaron.
when we
Yeah.
talked about it, yeah.
There's a dark web.
Yeah.
And I never dared to even ask you to pull up because I don't know what happens if you
yeah.
try to pull up. But there's a. Did you know this, Aaron?
Yeah, of course.
Your
The dark
dad's a
web.
computer
We
expert.
even-
Yeah.
We studied it in high school and in college.
You studied it?
Yeah, like we talked about it and we looked into it. We didn't like go on
That's
the
where
website,
the whole
but we
the whole
looked into
Bitcoin
it.
thing and the Silk Road. That's where
That's
all
where
that.
all that started,
that's where
yeah.
all that started.
Well, there's
There's probably even ones that we don't know about.
Apparently, you can
Yeah.
find anything you want on the dark web.
Yeah,
Jay, tell
anything.
us about
Yeah,
it, Jay.
anything.
You know about dark web, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have content on it, right?
It's not like a place you can go. It's just.
Well, sure it is.
Hey, just go to darkweb.com.
Web.com, yeah.
Just try
No,
to-
seriously. I think it's that easy.
Yeah.
I think it's that easy. But you can.
I thought you had to have like a certain server, like.
No, I don't
don't
think
even
so.
know.
Because I was listening to a podcast the other day, several months ago. The one that I'll share with you later.
I feel it's just tapping into the back end of it. I mean, essentially, is what,
But you can get anything you want. I mean, like 9-year-old girls for sex,
Yeah.
or you can. I don't know what it. I'm looking for cocaine. I don't know what it is, but the dark web is all kinds of shit, all kinds of that weird shit. And so FBI and Secret Service and all the different police organizations, they constantly monitor the dark web. That's where they found threats and some communications and organizations about this movie and people wanting to shoot it up. And so in the theaters, so that they're really concerned about it, and theaters are coming out speaking about it, and everybody's speaking about it. There's a lot of news clips about it. So that's pretty fucked up.
You have to have a browser called Tor. That's what we were looking up in college.
Tor.
Tor, yeah. So you can access it.
TOR.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of like Google and stuff, I think
Has to be,
works
like, anonymous,
works to
yeah.
try to keep that under wraps, like to make it hard to
I'm
access.
sure you at that you want to have a VPN and all that stuff.
Yeah,
too.
you have to
Yeah,
like hack
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You have to like hack
And
into it and stuff like that.
You have to hack into it.
Yeah.
The,
Like you can't
the
just.
browser gives you
it's
access
like easy,
to hack
but
into
it's
it.
not like that easy.
It's
Jay-
kind of
Jay,
like
tell us
it's kind of
about
like
it.
logging into the internet at the airport.
Yeah.
Part of the internet. It's not like
but you wouldn't accidentally
it's not
find
like
it, like
a certain
stumble
type
upon.
of internet. You
No.
just have to access to
Yeah.
So someone has to own it.
underground stuff.
Someone has to keep it running, right?
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, there are
Like the
physical
internet's
servers
just-
somewhere,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
but
yeah.
but the thing is now with VPNs and stuff, it's a lot harder to know where the servers are exactly, right? And you can have it divided up among many places so that if the FBI raids one building and destroys one server, like literally nothing is lost because all the other servers will just pick it up and all that information is still there. And so, I mean, there was a guy I saw an interview with a guy who studies this dark web, and he's
Your
like,
dad? Oh,
well,
sorry.
no, no, but it's like,
I know Ashton Kutcher like does something with that, with like sex trafficking there, like for like the kids and stuff. He's like helping build something in order to find these people and stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where the noise, that the chatter came up about the Joker, and so now everyone's trying to make sure that there's not another repeat of this.
well, because the problem
Were
is
they able to pinpoint like location or?
That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But with this new Joker, it's like every time. The cool thing about the Batman movies is every era they make them again, and so it's got a new feel to it. Just like Captain America now is like, instead of being a Vietnam War soldier, now he's like a Desert Storm soldier or whatever. But with this new Joker, it's the perspective. What I'm reading in the reviews and stuff is that the perspective is sort of to make you want to feel sorry for him. Like you saw, like he's just trying to be a nice guy. He's kind of making this kid laugh, and then the mom gets upset, and he's got a lot of mental issues, but he's not getting the help he deserves.
Yeah, it shows you what could happen if you don't
Right,
pay attention
and-
to things that are around.
and
you,
then
right?
he's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's like trying to get a job, and he can't hold on to a job. And so the whole point of the movie is you sort of feel bad for the Joker, and he's like a man who's struggling to make it in the world, and everyone's sort of stepping on him. And what choice does he have but to become a killer and then go around and just kill everybody, right? And sort of, and so some people are looking at that like other men in similar situations around the country who are like, yeah, I've been through a similar thing too. Or like I've got issues and no one's helping me, and I can't hold on a job. And
I was going to say, it sounds familiar. I don't know.
right, yeah. And then people are going to, and then they're like, well, I mean, like people are like,
Everything's becoming a faux pas to make a movie about because it's actually real life happening somewhere else.
yeah,
Y-
and
like
and then,
anything from crashes to terrorist attacks. It's just like even like they stop movies being released after things happen because
Yeah.
it's actually too realistic.
Which is a real pain in the ass if somebody
You
puts
know
all
what I
that
mean?
money into it. But this is my question. So, girls, ladies, having known all that, and you could probably Google all the other stuff that's going on. Does it keep you from going to the movie?
I don't really have time to go to the movies in general. So if something like that was made a threat, it depends on what movie it is, if I really want to see it.
Well, I'm talking
And
about this one specifically in Houston, and you're off for a week.
Is there anything that would make you second guess going? I guess would it make you just be like,
No,
you know
I'd
what?
probably pick a different
Pass.
time,
Sit all the way in the back.
Yeah.
And you're gonna bring
Wait a
your
couple weeks till
9
the
millimeter.
movies, the
Yeah.
theaters aren't crowded.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably still go see it, and if I was really worried about it, then I could just, find it on the
Monica,
internet
you going?
somewhere.
If it was a different movie, then yeah, I would go regardless. But I'm just not into that movie in general. It doesn't catch my attention.
I mean, but here's the thing: even if everybody knew that tomorrow in one theater in the United States there was going to be a shooting at this particular movie, it would still be worth going tomorrow to the movie, because like the chance that it's going to be in your theater at that particular showing.
Oh yeah,
it's
like
almost
realistically,
not.
when you really break it down,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it'd
it's
be
like-
And when
something.
it is your
I
theater?
wonder if after that
Yeah,
Batman,
Then-
after that,
It'll never happen to
You're
us.
Yeah.
I wonder if after that Batman one, if the show attendance dropped or the movie attendance dropped after that, or if the ticket
I'm
sales
sure it
dropped.
does.
Yeah,
Because there's tons of, like, uber paranoid people.
Or do they stop
Jesus
showing
Christ!
it in general?
every freaking day you turn.
Well, how
on-
many times
in-
do you stop
in-
going
in
to Walmart?
Houston?
Yeah, or the mall, or
Less,
you.
but even in
or school.
even now, I mean,
Have you ever second guessed going to Walmart
Did
now?
you see
lately?
that new
I mean,
Back
I don't
to
know.
School commercial
no.
for
Yeah,
Sandy
they
Hook?
have,
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! I
Didn't-
showed my
did-
sister. She
Didn't
got
we
so
play that
scared.
here? We played it here, didn't we?
No.
No.
Oh yeah.
I saw it at home.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
crazy.
saw it at home.
Yeah, that shit's wrong,
Well,
man.
back to school commercial for
Yeah,
Sandy Hook.
about, like, school
Sandy Hook.
shootings.
What is
So
it?
it's like back to school supplies, like they're trying to like show the supplies that you need, but in the background it's like a school shootings happening, and then like kind of like Scissors, like, oh, like I got this for back to school, and he's like trying to defend himself,
Oh
or
my
like
God.
or
Yeah,
socks
pull-
to like stop the
That's
bleeding.
such a horrible way to
pull it up,
market
Monica.
it.
I thought we showed it here.
That's such a horrible way to market. That's
yeah,
not
it's-
tasteful at all.
No, it's
No.
and the fact that they started using it, and then they took it down. Oh, I don't know where I saw this.
Oh, so this was like an actual thing?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it was
really.
a-
It
Oh, I
was.
thought it was
my
like some
goodness.
jokers were like.
No, it's a legit
Watch
commercial.
this. Watch this.
My mom.
Oh yeah, I think I saw it on like one of the morning shows.
That's really untasteful.
They make it look happy
This
though.
year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
Yeah, it's bulletproof.
These helpful binders help me stay
like the
organized.
background.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
Oh my
These new sneakers are
gosh.
just what I needed for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class.
This is horrible.
These colored pencils too.
These new socks, they
Look,
can be
look.
a real lifesaver.
I don't even want to.
Yeah, this can't be a real.
It's real.
This is not a spoof. This
Yeah.
has got to be a
No,
spoof.
no.
It's a legit commercial.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch
Oh
with
my
mom.
gosh. I can't even watch this.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Holy
I think they were trying to
shit.
like reinvent that old commercial that used to go around where it's like you're like watching the kid go through like like his day at school, and then you were like, and he became a school shooter, and then we were like, what? And then it goes back and it shows like all the signs that we didn't
missed.
catch. Yeah, that we didn't catch.
Oh, but
So they're
I
there
don't
something
know
like that
about
again.
that,
Well,
man.
so here
That
they're talking
is-
about how school shootings are preventable, I guess, but which I mean in a lot of cases they are, right? Because when you go to like they interview the teachers afterwards of the school shooting, it's always like, yeah, we kind of knew that kid was,
Weird.
yeah, but at the end of the day, like a teacher like me, I couldn't go up to someone and be like, yeah, I'm suspicious of this kid, because then I would get sued, right? They'd be like, well, what do you mean you're suspicious? What evidence do you have? I'm like, oh, it's just a gut feeling. It's like, well,
Well, his pants are halfway down his ass, and
there's a
he has a
portion-
skateboard.
That is
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I just don't. I think it's super not cool. But anyway,
Yeah.
There you have it. Does it ever cross your mind? Do you keep your eyes peeled when you're in school for shit like that? Because I worry about my daughter often.
I mean, so we do have a lot of trainings for. I mean, at the start of the year, we have trainings that we have to watch and videos and stuff. And one thing they tell us during the trainings is that the actual odds of something like that happening are close to zero.
See something? Say something.
Well, no. So in other words, like if you're really worried about like a student's life, the things that are most likely to happen are, for example, like a student dying of an allergy, right? But nobody ever worries about that. But that's like 10 times or 100 times more likely to happen.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's that kind of stuff. I mean,
I think even when I think about the fear of going into Walmart or going to the movie, there's a fine line of that letting that control you. It's always good to have the fear, but at some point in time, you gotta realize if it's my time, it's my time. When you think about things like your children, it's a whole different story. I mean, I probably don't worry about that enough. No, you can never worry about that enough.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just still.
Well, after watching all the news all the time here in Houston, and they're happening like down the street, right? I mean, there's a Dunkin' Donuts a half a mile from my house that the person went in there and shot at them. I mean, it's happening every day in Houston.
Anywhere, yeah.
So I've always, even with flying and everything else, I feel like, hey, when your day comes, whatever. But I do pay attention. I do pay more attention getting in and out of the car now. And it's like I was telling you when I was in Italy when that guy started pickpocketing. Everybody every single day being like when we're telling them, what are you doing this summer? We're going to go to Italy. Hey, watch out, man, a lot of pickpockets. It's dangerous. You know, it's every time you mention it, we heard about it. And then where we're there, where are you going to go? We're going to go to Pompeii. Oh, watch out for the train. Watch out. You know, we were constantly, so much so that I was fucking worried about it, right? Yeah. So the entire trip, I didn't tell my girls this, but the entire trip, I made sure that everybody was in front of me. You know, just not uncomfortably or not weird dad or anything. I just pretended that that's the way it worked out. And I'd be damned. I caught a guy on the train.
I heard the story.
Yeah. So I called him out and I freaked out.
I think it's a part of our life that needs to be dedicated toward that style of thinking in a way. I mean, it's no different than you think of like Liam Neeson and Taken, all those guys. Born Transparency. Those guys went through their entire life as hypothetically as an agent in training. You know, if you went through a year of that, how much more aware would you be of your surroundings? Or ex-Marines or people like that have been through a tour of something that go on to something great. I'd love to have that style of training. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's cool. Born Identity.
Yeah.
So NFL's back. NFL's back in season. And I'm not quite sure who Adam's team is. Do you have a favorite team?
I guess the Texans.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only
they're
team
doing well.
or the Toronto Argonauts. You know, when I was little, that was our team, and we.
What's an Argonaut?
I don't know what an Argonaut is, but we were the Toronto
you don't know
Argos. And that's just where we were. And I think we had like 3 Heisman players on our team.
That's your homework next week before you come back.
Cool.
You need to tell us what an Argonaut is. But how's the Patriots? They're pretty kicking ass.
Yeah. They had a couple good pickups this year.
Did you see Thursday night game?
I did not.
It was a good game. I saw the tail end of it. The Eagles went in and beat Green Bay in Green Bay. But the reason why I'm bringing all this up, Bob, are you been keeping up with the NFL?
I haven't.
No?
There's no service in the bake shop, so I can't stream games.
You can't?
No.
Well, hey, there's a new app on your phone where you can get it for free.
But I can't get it real time.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't seen that commercial? Free football free. Football phone on your free or something like that? No?
I don't have service.
No. Okay.
It's like a dead zone.
Monica?
I don't really
Darren
care
did it.
for
Darren did it on
football.
purpose.
He did.
Yeah. Just for separate little nook.
You have to go in the you have to go to the chocolate room to get service.
Yeah.
I was telling Monica, I told this on the story the other day, but I was telling her about how that first game with the Texans was so amazing and Saints, and they were almost beating them. 30 seconds left. I mean, goddamn, Saints beat them. She starts laughing.
Lost by 3 points.
Yeah, that wasn't funny at all. Jay, who's your team? The Saints? Oh, so look at that one. You got a smile on your face. Coon. So that's what they call them. You're not offensive. Hey, there's a whole podcast now on this. What we're supposed to gender correct. He's and she's and
They, them.
It's like, hey guys, I tell you what we're gonna do next. And this guy gets up and has a fit because I just called everybody, hey guys. Anyway, that's a whole nother.
I don't think it's that serious.
But it is. I'll come next week.
That's a huge debate right now.
There's
That's everywhere.
You shouldn't be that sensitive.
I'm sure that hasn't come up in school where you're at. I'm sure something, nothing.
It's kind of like
It's coming.
It is. If
when
it's
you're
not,
speaking Spanish and it's like a group of girls, and then there's like one guy in that group, and all of a sudden like
it's
niños. It's niños. It's not niñas.
Well, and especially with the guys gay,
then
then it's no problem.
In that scenario, yes.
But you're supposed to say niñex now, right?
Oh,
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
that's
never
what
thought
you're-
about. I
think
never
they
even
care.
thought about other. I never even thought
Latinx.
about other languages.
Yeah. No, we don't care.
Anyway,
Is it just American?
so,
I don't know.
but
That's
that's.
the only place I've heard. That
I'll bring that clip next week because there's a whole conventions on this shit already. So,
There's got to be a.
I want to talk
Mexican
about the
transgender
Eagle fan. that was catching babies out of the fire. Did you see this?
What? No.
All right, watch it.
Where do you find all this stuff?
Watch this guy. This is
Catches
classic.
kids
He was catching them, unlike Aguilar and his mishaps. I like to put that out there. Smoke started getting worse. Then I seen a guy hanging out the window, screaming that his kids was in there and things like that. So I ran to the back door, see if it was open, and it was. I ran upstairs, but then I was greeted with smoke.
That's a cool name.
I ran back downstairs. By that time, the ladder truck was pulling up, and ironically, one of my old coworkers took the ladder off the truck, raised it up, and was assisting people down. My man just started throwing babies out the window. So he was catching them, unlike Aguilar and his mishaps. I like to put that out there.
All right, you can stop it. Maybe you can pull it back.
He has to throw that in there.
I want you. You know who got? So Aguilar is a wide receiver for the Eagles, right? Can you play? I wanted you to play that one. I like.
Which one?
I want anyway. So Aguilar is a wide receiver for the Eagles, right?
I'm guessing he messed up.
Well, yeah. So that particular Sunday, he had several drops, and this guy's on national television, and he called,
Calling him out right
I'm out
there.
there catching babies, and unlike Aguilar. And he bugs his head. He's a hero. He's catching babies 4 stories up. And he's calling out the Eagles wide receiver.
That's Eagles fans for you, though. I mean,
it was classic. So you know what Aguilar did? He tweeted and gave the guy 4 tickets to his guest at the next home game.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, so that was that's true.
That's why he's like, "You got me, man. Here you go. You're right. Here you go. Good catching the babies."
I love that, man.
That's
Aguilar.
a humble guy.
Shit, yeah. He's not even thinking about it. He's like, this is screwing up my Sunday night football right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, so next Super Bowl halftime entertainment.
J-Lo and Shakira.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So representing J-Lo.
Frank's Red Hot.
Is she like? Go ahead. You can keep on playing.
I put that on everything.
That's sad.
Okay. And speaking of what, this guy too.
and Shakira are teaming up on stage for the very first time, taking on Miami.
Fucking
Chris
J-Lo
Conley
is
is in
like
Florida
king.
with all the details. Good morning, Chris.
My boyfriend saw her in Miami.
Saw her in
Hey,
Vegas.
good morning, Michael. About
It was really
350
good.
miles away from here in Miami, they've got to be celebrating. They've got 2 versatile and charismatic performers lined up for Super Bowl 54.
Shakira.
Are you in?
Oh, yes, she is. Jennifer Lopez, the Hustlers
Saw that movie,
and
by the way.
musical multi-talent,
You did? Oh, yeah, how
on board
was
to
it
do the
good?
Super Bowl halftime show at Miami Gardens Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday, February 2nd. Confirmed last night.
I love that it's in Miami.
Yeah.
It is a
Shakira.
very Latino town, and that they picked the 2 of us.
Do you think Shakira realizes she's not the star of the show?
It's gonna
Yes.
be an exciting
I think she does. You can't touch J-Lo.
And she's not alone. Also set to turn Super Bowl 54 into a Studio 54 is Shakira, the brainy Hips Don't Lie singer-songwriter
I was just gonna say,
worldwide
these hips
star.
don't lie.
It's gonna mean a lot for.
Gotta agree with her.
Yes, girl.
For more than 2 decades, she's been a dynamic performer live on stage.
Anyway, that's it. So yeah, representing J-Lo. She's just like, I mean, her stock is so high right now. I mean, TV shows and concerts and Vegas.
She's been in a lot of movies.
Movies. Yeah.
I heard a song from her recently where it was something like, "I won't do your laundry." Is that what it's called?
Oh, I Ain't Your Mama.
I Ain't Your Mama. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was something like that. I just started listening. I was like, really? This is what she's gonna sing about?
Yeah, I
And
know.
was
When
just
that
like,
came
this
out,
is
I was
kinda-
like,
yeah,
hard eye rolls, like whatever.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
Hard eye
Yeah,
roll.
all right, Bob. That's
That is
pretty
soft one.
serious shit. Yeah. Yeah. So and she had a TV series that was pretty good. I don't know if that's still on.
Dance. It had something to do with dance, I think.
Well, no. She was a cop.
Oh yeah.
It was a good
Code
series.
Blue?
Yeah, I think so. It was a good
Something like
series.
that.
J-Lo did?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. It was kind of a playoff of Angel Eyes, I think. Something like along those lines. She had a movie, Angel Eyes, back in the day. something
She
like
was
that.
good
Yeah,
in that. She was good in that.
Yeah.
So
I saw her in Selena. That's probably the last thing I saw her in.
That's the only thing I care about.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
Yeah, that's
It's a good movie.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, so I saw the Hustler movie.
The Boy Next Door. She did good in that one.
And I guess the only thing that made it somewhat kept me in it, because I love true stories. You know, true stories are always, and that was, I guess, pretty much a true story. She was.
Oh, Jiggly, I saw that.
I watched Monster.
That bombed. I heard that bomb.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah,
She's
so-
done a lot. She's done a lot.
Man, God bless her, man.
Now she's got.
What does she work?
A-Rod, right? No, is that what
Yeah,
it is?
yeah. They just can get engaged, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
But
what?
She's not his mama. So.
No.
Yeah.
She's 50.
Yeah. So that's Texans are playing tomorrow home, and that's about all I got. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
Well, we could talk about the Astros. I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah,
do have one
yeah.
decent team.
Yeah, look at
like,
Monica came representing.
Well, yeah, you go to a bar and it's like it's Sunday. They're watching the Texans. Like, why don't we focus on the team that's actually winning? You know, that we can actually be proud of. That's actually trying to win, right? Like, if, you know,
Astros have done
Oh,
good.
they're not
They've done
trying.
good.
Yeah, they're number one in their division.
Number one in the world.
Go buy a mattress. Go buy a mattress right now.
No,
Make it for free.
Astros have never been the best team in Major League Baseball. I like record wise.
Oh, they get the whole. They get the out of the whole.
Yeah, out of all the teams.
Oh, I thought it was just their division.
No, the division, the league, the
Oh, I didn't know that.
MLB, better than.
Okay, but what I love is the HEB commercials with
The Texans players.
the Astros.
Bregman?
Oh, those Astros?
Yeah.
Oh, my brother
yeah.
had them because they
Altuve?
went to
Altuve
HEB.
drinking coffee. and all
Yeah.
that, yeah.
And doing like the ice cream thing.
Yeah.
George Springer, Alex Bregman.
Springer Dinger. Hey, did I hear that Springer's not playing during the first couple playoff games? Did I hear that?
That's Correa.
Correa's not playing?
Yeah, well, Correa has been he's what they call injury prone. Like he's very he's missed in the last, even the year we won the World Series, he missed like half that season with injuries. And then apparently this year he got a massage.
Yeah, he broke a rib.
We talked about it, yeah.
And then he made a whole video about how you guys talked about how his wife didn't abuse him. and like how he was like, we need to talk about this. There's rumors going on about how my wife beats me. Well, it's not true. You know, I just got injured from
it's our
routine
thing.
massage. Yeah, yeah. So
No,
then,
it was in his house, the massage.
Yeah.
yeah, which is kind of weird because they have like therapists and people at the stadium, right, that take care of him. They have like official. Anyway, so then he came back and then he went back. He was injured again, and then he came back for one day, like last week, and he did well. I think he hit a home run or something. He like on the second game he was back, and then now he's injured again. But I don't think he's injured. I think
They're
what
just saving him.
They're saving him because they're like, okay, we're gonna get like 3 good games out of this guy, so we need to be very careful which 3 games we pick.
It's kind of like an alcoholic grill cook. It's just like you're gonna get 3 good nights out of him, like Friday, Saturday, and
Right.
Sunday. The rest of the week really don't matter, but you really need him Friday, Saturday,
Right.
and Sunday.
Those 3 days he's
Or
like a
Thursday,
machine,
Friday,
right?
Saturday.
Yeah.
So he
Just keep him away from that.
He's gonna have a little binge.
But he did come back after the back thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was playing this summer.
Well, so he came back,
I
and
know
then
he
he
was
got
out for a
injured,
while.
and then he got injured again.
Okay.
And then he came back like last week for like a couple games, and the first game he didn't do too well, but then the second game, I want to say he hit 2 home runs in that second game.
One
So-
game they had like 7 home runs or something.
Yeah. So this is
Bregman's got over 40 home runs now.
which is pretty cool that we have, I think, 3 players that have 30 home runs or more.
I saw him at Black
So-
Walnut, right, like a week after they won the World Series. And he had a hoodie on and a baseball hat, and he said it was like 7 guys and 2 women at the table. And my daughter, she's like, "That's Bregman," and I'm like, I don't know. So she took the phone out, and I'd be goddamn, it is. You know, and I'm thinking podcast, you know. She said, "Dad, don't you?" And I got up like I was gonna pretend to go over, like I was gonna, "Dad, don't do that," you know. So
We got a couple of them that are members of the club.
of the Astro players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah.
God bless them there. So, well, another fun show. Appreciate it. Jay, anything else you want to add to this excitement over here?
No, I'm good.
No, you're good? Yeah, okay. Bob, you sure you got the whole recording? Because
Yeah.
someone forgot to
Okay.
plug that thing in today.
I got you.
Yeah, gotcha. I appreciate it. All right, I appreciate you coming in. And again, I want to thank our sponsors, Dunkin' Coffee, Ace Way Incorporated, Texas Beef Council, Escoffier School of Culinary Arts. You guys are all super cool. And appreciate y'all coming in, Adam.
Thank you.
Aaron, thanks for coming in, filling in.
Yeah, of
And
course.
Ladies, Jay. Remember, you're special, you're great. Make an impact on someone's life. See you next time.